All right. Thank you, everyone. This is Kerwin and Keith of Father Son Galaxy. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Wow, speaking of Valentine's, we got an unexpected one by Marvel. So we finally have the official announcement of the cast of the Fantastic Four. Pretty cool. All right. So we're gonna, talk a little bit about the cast and our feelings for the movie, if we're excited about seeing it. But yeah, this was totally unexpected. It's interesting. This is also the same day that Madam Web is opening, but doesn't seem like not too many people are talking about that movie right now. It's just about the Fantastic Four. All right. Well, anyway. All right. So thank you for joining us. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching, or on Instagram. Let's get into this. Okay. All right. So the cast. Let's start with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Pretty cool. All right. Yeah, he's, of course, the Mandalorian, and, he's in The Last of Us. Very busy. He must be, the one of the most popular actors around. I mean, he's doing a lot. I think he's also in a Gladiator sequel. Very interesting. All right. But he is Reed Richards, and this was not a surprise, but, we've been hearing rumors that it could be, that he could be playing this character. So what do you think of the idea of Pedro as Reed Richards?
It's an idea.
It's an idea.
And it's a good one.
Okay. All right. We see it. Okay.
Doesn't make sense why John Krasinski was in Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, well, we're not talking about John Krasinski, Well, I don't know why he was, chosen to play Mr. Fantastic
in
the film.
Pedro Pascal, you should have just cast Pedro Pascal.
Well, I don't think they were ready. They wanted to make sure that they had this film ready and together. Because imagine if it was Pedro Pascal in the Multiverse of Madness. I think people would be upset that, okay, well, he was in there for about 5 minutes and now he's gone. Don't you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. All right. Vanessa Kirby. She is a British actress. She will be playing Storm. She has played Princess Margaret in The Crown. I have not seen The Crown, but I hear she's very good. She is an Academy Award nominee for the film Pieces of a Woman from 2020. She appeared in Hobbs and Shaw. She was in the Mission Impossible films. This seems like a good choice, and we've been hearing about Vanessa Kirby playing this role for a very long time. So now it's confirmed. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to Ebon Moss-Bachrach. All right. Now, I don't know if you remember, but this actor was in Andor. He played skiing. Right. He was skiing. Yeah, he was skiing. If you remember,
he was skiing with.
Well, he was one of the members of the Aldani crew, yes. Right? Yeah, they were in charge of, ripping off the Empire. How many credits? 80 million credits that they were trying to steal. That was pretty interesting. So Ebon Moss-Bachrach just recently won an Emmy for his role in The Bear. Good show. I have not watched The Bear, but I hear some great things about it. He will be playing Ben Grimm, the Thing. All right. Okay. And then your buddy, Joseph Quinn.
Yes.
As Johnny Storm.
Eddie Munson.
All right. Yeah. Okay. How about that? How do you feel about that? Because last year, if you remember, when you were at the Philadelphia Fan Expo, you took a picture with him.
I do.
Right. And how about that? You took a picture of the future Johnny Storm. didn't even know it. That's pretty interesting. All right. So what do you think about this cast?
Cool.
Not bad, right? Yeah, pretty good. All right, we'll see. All right. So the movie will come out in theaters next year, July 25th, 2025. All right. Yeah. So a little over a year, which is interesting because you would think that type of movie would actually need more time, for visual effects, post-production, everything else. So I wonder how far along they are in the film.
I have no clue.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I hope they're pretty far along.
Yeah.
But again, Across the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out in March, and that's not happening. And so is Stranger Things, and that's not happening. So
Yeah, well, that's true. It
We're
seems like
already off to a great start. People are passing away. Movies are getting delayed. We got trailers that weren't even shown in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's quite a year already, and it's literally just February. Early spring, and then it snowed out here. There's still snow on the ground that it's literally half melted now.
Mm-hmm.
It snowed yesterday. I had a whole snow day.
Okay. It is February.
Which was great because it was virtual instead of getting to go outside.
Okay. I can't tell if that's
It's
sarcasm
been
or
a
not.
great year.
Okay. That's sarcasm. Well, it is February. It is still winter. You're going to expect snow on the ground. So I'm not quite sure where we're going with this. But anyway, yeah. So it's just nice to know that it's going to be coming out in a little over a year. They must be further along,
more or less.
Well, I'm sure they have a script already. They may have shot some film.
I'm not sure. I mean, isn't New World Order and Blade supposed to come out that same year?
Yeah, see, everything's been pushed back. It's hard to know nowadays. I just don't know.
It's so vast.
Yeah, well, things change. Yeah, it's there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, but
what even is the name of this Captain America movie? Is it Brave New World? What happened to Agatha? Wasn't it Coven of Chaos and House of Harkness? Now it's Darkhold Diaries or something. Brave New World is New World Order.
That's true, right? Yeah,
gotta make a name.
I got you.
And the Deadpool 3 is now Deadpool and Wolverine. They should have just called it Deadpool 3. We only saw Wolverine in like the last bit of the trailer, so.
Okay. It's not that bad. It's only February. 2024. It's going to be light on Marvel Entertainment.
I can tell.
Right? But a year from now, it's going to be completely different. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on. I even saw, I didn't really do too much. I haven't read the article, but I saw Deadline reporting that Thunderbolts is also going to be coming out in May of next year. So we don't know. All right. But anyway, so my point is
returning back to what they were doing in Phase 4, which is just making a whole bunch of stuff and throwing it out, except this time it's with movies and not shows, because I mean that's like 4 projects coming out that year, and whatever happened to Ironheart and Armor Wars and stuff.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
Then we have Star Wars shows like Lando and the Rangers of the New Republic got thrown in the rubbish bin. And now Gina Carano is back with a passion for vengeance, and now Elon Musk is like the piggy bank.
Okay, you're going off topic. Okay, I just hear a lot of bitterness in you, and I don't understand why that's coming out. We just got an announcement of the Fantastic Four. You're very tired. Okay, all right.
I'm still salty about how they did Tech. They did him so dirty.
Okay, we want to move on to the Bad Batch. Okay, let's talk about the Bad
absolutely.
Batch. Okay, all right.
Let's do this.
Okay, so now this was our going to be our plan tonight, that we're going to talk about the Bad Batch season 3. This is our pregame episode where we're going to talk about, hopefully, if you're a fan of the Bad Batch, you've seen the first 2 seasons. The Bad Batch is, for us, for our podcast, is so important because this was the first
4th episode ever, actually. 5th.
I believe so, right? And
nope, 6. And the 5th was a feud episode. It was our 6th ever episode on the channel when we started reviewing the Bad Batch.
And it's our first Star Wars series that we review from the entire season. We reviewed all 16 episodes. You can find it on YouTube, or you can find it on your audio podcast. But yeah, so we did the first season. So let's talk about the first season, like the highlight. We're of course not going to go through the entire season, but if you want to do that, we have it there. Just check it out. So let's talk about a couple of things that took place, some important moments in season 1. So it started off with Order 66, right?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, we start off with Order 66, and we're seeing it from now the Bad Batch's perspective, right?
Yeah, remember how just shocked we were when we saw those graphics? It's like the Clone Wars was running on PS3 type graphics. And then the Bad Batch was just on that PS6 clean, high definition Unreal 5 engine type graphics.
It was
Like,
beautiful.
so realistic. If you strapped it on a VR headset to my face, I'd still know I was watching Star Wars, but it would be a little more convincing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was incredible. The animation. I mean, the first episode, I recall, well, we know what happened with Caleb Doom, where he
You can see every
and
pixel on his face.
right, and his master, Depa Balaba, got caught in Order 66, and they had no idea what was going on, and then the clone troopers turned on them, and the batch, was not impacted. Well, at least not
Yet.
The majority of them were not impacted. They had the chip, but because they're not like the regular clones, they did not turn against the Jedi like the other clones did, right? And they're looking around and they're going, well, what is happening? And there's a scene where Caleb is running for his life, and Hunter's trying to catch up with him and say, hey kid, let me help you, and there's this Crosshair, he's got the chip, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. He says, good soldiers follow orders, and he's going after Caleb to take out this little boy. Hunter stops him. Caleb gets away, and we know what happens to Caleb, many years later. Kanan Jarrus, right?
And
yeah.
then dies.
Yeah. And then because of this moment, this has caused conflict ever since between the members of the Bad Batch. Hunter is the leader. Crosshair actually has a lot to say about Hunter's leadership. He doesn't care for it. He'll tell Hunter, directly, you don't know what you're doing. You're doing this wrong. We're supposed to be following orders, and you're not doing that. But Hunter is using his common sense. But anyway, so there was just a rip between these brothers, and turns out that Crosshair is the one that actually decides to work for the Empire. Tarkin found him very, very impressive, and he's now working for the Empire. And the brothers are split ever since then. All right. So that was pretty cool.
Nobody's liked Crosshair since.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. Crosshair, honestly, as I grow to know more about Crosshair and I've seen his backstory, he is a very compelling character. And it's not about, whether you like him or not, but you can understand where he's coming from.
Not really.
And he really, okay, in my
literally opinion, up until the outpost, every decision he made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's say hello to people who are joining us. All right.
Anybody else remember when he tried to saute the Bad Batch in that ship engine?
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. So we got Ken Bishop. Right. Ken says, are you hopeful that the Batch will get back together with Omega and Crosshair?
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible that could happen. Eric, thank you, Eric. I see you are joining the live stream. Thank you for joining us.
I mean, I can say this. They're definitely going to get back together at Crosshair. Because if you look at that shot in the trailer when Ventress appears, you can see what looks like Crosshair's sniper rifle, like right next to Hunter.
You really think that's Crosshair?
I really do think that's it.
All right, okay.
Because who else do we know in the Bad Batch that has a sniper rifle?
Oh, that's true.
Other than like Aura Singh, because she's around at that time. But
who
else has a sniper rifle?
Okay, all right, I get it. And by the way, so from the very beginning, Keith, we have had questions. All right. Going throughout the first season and the second season. So one of the things that we want to talk about are these questions that we are hoping we will finally get answers to. All right. Yes. And the biggest question that we've had from day one is Omega Force sensitive? We have still not received that answer. And I think we both still believe that she is. And it was a giveaway in the first episode of the first season where, the Hunter and Crosshair are, like this is showdown, like a Western showdown. They're battling each other. Yes, Keith.
I'll let you finish.
Okay. So Hunter and Crosshair, they're battling each other. And, they both draw their blasters. But you see Omega from out of the blue pick up a blaster and actually knock Crosshair's weapon out of his hand
because he's a sharpshooter.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. When Hunter asked her about that, well, hey, I didn't know you know how to use a gun, and she says, I've never used a blaster before. It was my first time.
8.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, how do you do that without the Force? Yes, Keith.
she's a
What do you have to say?
clone.
So
She's a clone for Jango Fett. Jango Fett was a bounty hunter.
so your point is that she is
All
not.
the other clones, like, they know how to use blasters.
So you
Even
don't think
Emery, so.
even the clones needed to train on how to use a blaster?
No, but like I'm pretty sure they already knew how to pick it up and shoot straight.
Okay.
Because Jango Fett was good at that, and they're all cloned from him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So the question still stands then. Do you think Omega's Force sensitive?
Why not?
Okay. So it seems
other
to
than
me
that one point, we don't really have much evidence.
There is something special
Keep
about
hope alive. Why don't we?
Yes, there is something special about Omega. Okay. All right. So let's see what we have here. So let us know. What do you think? Is Omega Force sensitive? If you think so, let us know. What are your thoughts? Okay. Oh, it was great to see Ken. Good point. Thought it was great to see Omega and Hera together. That was actually one of the episodes of the first season. That is Rescue on Ryloth. That was a very good episode. And who thought that we needed a Hera backstory? But we got one. Young Hera as a teenager with a little chopper and her parents, freedom fighters on Ryloth. You know, they don't like the Empire. And it was very cool to see Omega, you know, with someone, you know, her age, I guess, or someone on her level, and the two of them are, you know, they've got a lot in common. And I was expecting maybe we see more of them, or I was even thinking that at one point Omega might somehow become a member of the Ghost Crew.
No.
It's still possible. She could have been an original member before
they picked up.
You don't think there's any chance that she
Not
could have been
a
a member?
chance.
Okay.
No shot.
No shot. Okay.
Omega would have had to have left the match to do that. She's not going to do that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe after the season's over, that might be one of the things she might want to do is reach out to Hera and see maybe, hey, Hera, are you, looking for a crew? I want to be a rebel. Let's go fight the Empire together. I don't know. That was my thinking, but that's a good one. I like that episode. Rescue on Ryloth was very cool. Common Ground is another episode I wanted to highlight to you. If you remember that episode, that is with Senator Singh of Raxus. And what stood out for me for Raxus was just such a beautiful planet. I talked about the green landscaper. Yeah, right, exactly. I just remember the landscaping was fantastic, and the diversity of the aliens and the species that were a part of this planet. I felt that this would be a planet, well, before Pabu, this would probably be a great planet for the Batch to settle down in. Yeah, but who knows? Okay, all right.
I don't know why, but I'm just thinking about that one ad with Ryan Reynolds and Grant Gustin for no reason.
Okay, it has nothing to do with the Bad Batch. All right.
No.
Any other episodes? No, actually, let's get to Poca City. The last 2 episodes of the first season was just incredible. All right, I just remember those. It was a bunch destroyers.
Of people trapped in a blown up wreck.
Yeah, but the destruction of Poca City was just something I would never forget. And you see those destroyers aiming right at Camino and Tarkin. You may fire when ready, and then
fire when ready.
They blast that thing, but
they blew it all to smithereens
with the Batch on it, but they survived, obviously, and so that was a fantastic 2-part finale. But yeah, so those are the highlights of season 1. Is anything else that you recall from season 1 that stood out for you?
It existed.
Wonderful news. Okay. All right. Very good. So let us know, what other favorite episodes do you have of season 1? Any particular characters that you enjoy seeing? We saw Cad Bane, Fennec Shan. There were the 2 that were hired to find.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a pretty good episode too. They were hired to find Omega, and I was going to say neither one of them succeeded, but actually Fennec succeeded, but she actually let Omega go. But
and
anyway.
then Cad Bane also succeeded.
Cad Bane
stole the bounty.
Yeah, well, she left Cad Bane behind on that planet, because she took his ship, or she didn't take the ship, but I think she caused damage to the ship, so he couldn't take off.
Well, we saw him in the
Yeah.
season 3 trailer, so he's fine.
Well, right, we know he's fine, and we saw him in the season 3 trailer, so he will be
We
back.
also know he's in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that is season 1. So again, let us know if there's anything that stood out for you in season 1. Let's move on to season 2. All right. Okay. So now, a couple of things about season 2. Season 2 was wonderful. So many good stories going on. More about the clones. The clone conspiracy, for one thing, was fantastic.
Clone conspiracy.
Yes, and Rampart, Admiral Rampart, was just so evil. He didn't like the clones, but he would use them to his advantage. But he got what was coming to him. I recall the courtroom, or the
Senate.
the Senate hearing where he is actually put on trial.
Remember Omega with that poncho?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and she was working with Senator Chuchi.
Yeah.
Senator Chuchi was pretty cool. It was like a cloak and dagger thing where, she's talking to these clones in secret, and she says, well, I can protect you. I want you to have the rights that you deserve. And some of them lost their lives.
You watched Cloak and Dagger?
I do remember seeing Cloak and Dagger, a few episodes. I don't think I got through
It was on
the first
Hulu.
season. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
There's a bunch of Hulu shows.
Okay.
There's a show called Hellstrom.
Can we stay on the Bad Batch? All right. What is Hellstrom?
It's this.
Are we allowed to say that word? Anyway.
Well, it's a Marvel character. So yes.
Okay. All right.
He's a really weird dude.
Okay.
I think he's evil.
Is he like a ghostwriter or something?
No, but he likes fire.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And he has a sister named Zatanna or Satana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mom watched it.
Oh, really? Hellstrom? Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
Of course you would.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Senate hearing. It was wonderful. And Rampart got caught out there. The Emperor. Oh, this was fantastic.
Wait. Poor Rampart was shoving everything into a closet. Emperor Palpatine opened the door and said, "Behold, all the dirty laundry that was on the floor in your room. Yeah. Now clean it up before we take you to the brig."
They were able to connect Rampart to the destruction of Topoka City, threw him under the Star Destroyer.
The same
Palpatine walked out.
The same Star Destroyer that Crosshair got picked up on at the end of the first season.
That's right. Yeah, the Uber knocked him over.
that big space Tesla just went 100 miles an hour.
That Tesla.
Boom!
Man.
Rampart flew right over the hood.
That Tesla, he didn't even see it coming.
He lands and he's already in shackles.
Palpatine just walked out there all cool with his red guards and a meta, his right-hand man.
I don't like that guy.
And they came out, in that little pod, and he came to the middle of the Senate floor and said, "You know what?
Senate.
It is time to get rid of these clones. I propose we put more funding into creating a new army of stormtroopers to replace the clones." And everyone said yes. And he got what he wanted. Rampart went to jail.
I literally just imagine Emperor Palpatine in his pastime just sitting at this massive hollow chess board and just playing against himself. Because these are some 4D chess moves that he's pulling.
So he's just playing chess by himself is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine just being so masterful that you can not only throw your own people under the bus without a second glance by anybody, not even yourself, but also being smart enough to do it in such a way that you can spin it into your own agenda?
Oh, all right. Awesome. Okay. So let's go through. All right, we'll save the questions. We have questions from season 2, but let's go through season 2 and then we'll come back to the questions. All right. Let's talk about the Outpost. Another wonderful episode.
Yes.
All right.
Episode 13.
Yes, I believe you are correct. And if you recall,
the only episode where Crosshair had some real character development.
Oh, this was amazing. This was an amazing episode. Crosshair is taken to this outpost. He meets up with a clone called Mayday. Yes, Mayday. And
he's dead now.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately,
Everybody in the
rest in
show
peace,
is dead.
Mayday. Not everyone. Stop
Tech,
generalizing.
Mayday,
All right,
a
we'll
bunch
get
of
to tech.
Hauser's men,
We'll get to
Todd
tech.
Wee.
We'll get to tech. All right, we'll get to tech. So Crosshair is there to help Mayday on a mission to get these crates. They have no idea what's in the crates. Apparently, they're very important to the
missing
Empire.
brain cells that I have. Store them in a
So
bunch of containers.
when they find out what's inside the crates,
my missing brain cells
is okay. All right, Keith, hang in there. When they open the crates, what they find are uniforms for new stormtroopers. Yes, the people who are going to be replacing the clones. The Empire has put in a ton of money, funding, to make sure the stormtroopers get new uniforms. How about that? So the clones are risking their lives to help the people who are going to replace them eventually.
That's funny because their uniforms are absolutely awful. I mean, you can't see a thing in those helmets. It was funny. Luke couldn't see a thing in it. That one stormtrooper bumped his head on a door in A New Hope.
That's true.
Like, you can't see anything in these helmets.
Mistake.
How much money did you put in them?
Yeah.
It's just so funny. The fact that those two things happen in the same movie and the stormtroopers have absolutely horrendous aim. Mm-hmm. It's like George Lucas knew what he was doing.
Yeah. And lost in my imagination. Thank you so much for that compliment.
Just like me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, we're doing a great job on the Star Wars content. Yeah, we love this. So thank you so much for that. So yes, so they find the cargo with the uniform, and there's this attack on the clones. Mayday is severely injured, and something that you never thought you would see Crosshair do is to carry his brother.
Lieutenant.
Well, I didn't get there yet. Carry his brother on his back. I mean, literally bring him back, all right, to the base to try to get him some help. And I'm sorry I didn't even write down the name of that lieutenant.
Nolan.
Nolan. Oh, Lieutenant Nolan. Oh, he was mean.
He was a horrid, cruel,
and he got one right through the chest. Yeah.
Crosshair was like, Lieutenant.
Yes.
Bah!
There you go. And he was down and out.
Out of the count.
Yeah, and then, Crosshair
got arrested.
Yeah, Crosshair was taken into custody and tortured. All right, so
stuck a needle through his ear or something.
Yeah, I mean he went through a lot. Okay, so
why did they do that to Crosshair? Is he really worth their time?
There must be a reason why they want to have him submit to what they want him to do. You know what I mean? So
it's just so weird to me that they would waste their resources and efforts on torturing Crosshair when they could just take him out.
You mean get rid of him?
Yeah, get rid of him entirely.
Take his life. Yeah.
Yeah, or you just pull a Vader and chuck him out the airlock. I mean, I get that he needs to be in the third season, but from an Imperial standpoint, what Crosshair, he doesn't have anything valuable to them. They're phasing out the clones at this point. So
that is true. Now, if from the second season, you can tell that some of these clones, they have actually, maybe it's brainwashing or whatever it is that they're using now. They're actually having these clones turn against
mind flaying.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
They
Exactly.
Have that in the Mandalorian.
Exactly.
And Stranger Things.
That's right. Yeah. And they have clones now fighting their own kind. Right, and they're dressed,
having no issue with it.
Right, and they're dressed as assassins, and they're going out and they're taking out clones only because they're told to do that. So they wanted Crosshair. Crosshair is a marksman, so he is of value to them only if he's working for them. So they could find a way to get him to be an assassin for the Empire. I mean, I think he would, do the Empire.
Yep,
very well. They'd be very happy with him.
If they wanted him to be an assassin, they would have asked him instead of probing his mind or something. They would have And the funniest part is those assassins, most of them are mind controlled. Like,
Yes, that's true.
and they even got that little the deletion tooth.
Deletion tooth?
Yep.
I don't even know what that means.
So you know how that one clone that Rex found just deleted themselves?
Oh, you mean with the pill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Okay.
I don't know why they have that deletion thing.
Deletion thing. Well,
I don't know what the purpose is. I mean,
well,
I guess
because
it's so that
they didn't
can't
want to
get
be
that
taken.
info.
Right. Well, they didn't want to
You'll
be taken.
never take me alive.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So they took their own life.
But I mean, you could have just put a chip back in a Crosshair's head.
Yeah.
With all the effort it took you to try to interrogate him, you could have just thrown the chip in there, and then had him spill his guts.
Yeah.
Tell you everything. Tell you all you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw him onto a remote planet to never be seen again.
I got you. Well, that sounds like something the Empire would definitely do once they are done with you, and they'll just send you to a remote planet where no one can find you. You know, so
like poor Gregor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So Pabu. All right, another good episode. Pabu, beautiful planet.
Yes,
they seem to be unfazed by what's going on with the Empire, which scares me because if I forgot the mayor. I don't remember the mayor's name, but he's like, oh, the Empire, they don't bother. Adam, I don't remember. They don't. Oh, the Empire, they're not a problem here. They don't bother us. We do our own thing here, and he might be right. I mean, and they live like a beautiful island. The people there are lovely. Fee, the new character Fee, is from that planet, and she brought the batch over, and they love it there.
Me personally, I would stay ready to fight at all times. Like,
well,
if I'm on Pabu, I'd be ready to fight.
Yeah.
Or I would move underground. If you move underground, the Empire would never find you.
Probably. I don't know.
You could have
but they have probe droids,
aquaponics.
right? Wouldn't the probe droids be able to find you wherever you are?
No,
not on the ground.
At least if you're under an ocean.
Ooh, under an ocean. All right, that's Atlantis.
I mean, that's like
underwater city. Well, actually, the Gungans are from an underwater city.
That's like some Minecraft type beat. But you could just literally go underwater.
Gotcha.
And cover it with dirt and stone, and then you could just get tools and carve out a whole living situation, or you could just carve out a whole mountain with the spade and the pickaxe and just cover it up hot. It's stupid now that I think about it.
No, it's very creative. Okay,
never mind.
Yeah, so that's what scares me about this planet. Like, you have a good point, Keith. Like, they should be, they feel that the Empire is not going to bother them, but they should be ready just in case. Now, do they have a military? It seems to me that they don't. It's like they're not into war. They're just into just having fun, just living their lives. I'm scared for Pabu because I think the batch unfortunately is going to get them involved, and this planet and these people are going to get caught up.
Don't they the Empire is going to already.
The Empire's that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Empire is going to find out about this planet, and they're going to come after these people.
We have half a batch. I mean, because Tech is dead, and Echo can't be bothered to stay with the team for longer than an episode anymore.
Yeah.
And then Crosshair and Omega are in prison. So we literally have Hunter and Wrecker. Yeah. And that's literally it. Like, you would think Echo would come back to help, but we barely see him in the trailer.
Well,
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, we don't know. I mean, at least we know.
He even cares.
No, that's not true. Come on, Echo. At least we know he's working with Rex, right? So he's not too far away. Echo's fine. Echo will not leave the batch. So those are his brothers.
Yeah, but Echo did leave the batch.
Well, yes, but he left for a good reason.
He's kind of an honorary member at this point.
Yeah, honorary. Okay, and that's fair, because
he was like the latest to join and the first to leave.
True, right. But if you recall, Echo, from season 1, Echo has been Echo, right? Yeah, Echo has been speaking to Hunter about, okay, why are we working for Sid? I don't want to talk too much about Sid because Sid makes me angry. Why are we working for Sid? Why are we doing these jobs? This is nothing. It's meaningless. We should be fighting. There's a threat out there that we should be fighting. This is what clones do. This is what we're soldiers. We should be out there helping others, right? And that's the reason why he left the group. So I totally understand why he had to go. And he went with Rex, but he did come back in the second season.
For an episode or
okay.
two.
Well, at least he didn't forget them and say, hey, I have no idea who these guys are. Like,
I mean, I just kind of wish Echo would just stick with the batch.
We'll see what happens.
I feel like they really deserve to have him back.
Well, I think
because Echo was just kind of an enjoyable character, and he's not there anymore.
Well, okay, so Echo is in a tight place, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that he's loyal to the batch, and he understands. I understand why he is, because they saved his life, but he's also a soldier, right, of the Republic who worked with Rex, and he knows that it is his responsibility, his job to fight the whatever evil is out there and to help others.
Why doesn't the batch just join up with Rex?
Well, exactly. They should have done that, from day one, but they're not. I mean, Hunter is looking to just make a living so he can settle down.
I don't know what the point is.
All right, so let's go to Q&A. So we have Lost in Imagination says, you nailed it, Keith. Keith is a prolific writer who writes his own novels and has written a children's book.
That's our comment, Dad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right. We don't have the comments section here like we, would normally do. Yeah. So I apologize for that. Okay. All right. I like how Keith reasoned his whole way through that thought. You should be a writer, young Padawan. There you go. Okay. Thank you again. All right. Okay. Let's continue.
Let's do
All right.
this.
So, all right. Well, let's talk about this. I know this is a very difficult topic to discuss. The final 2 episodes of season 2. All right. The summit. Let's talk about the summit first. Very interesting things happen on the summit. All right. So, a few more minutes. The summit. I know this is a very difficult for you to talk about. So let me do the talking.
I've also been up since 4 a.m.
Yes, Keith. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Yeah. All right. But we'll stop these live streams.
Hey.
Oh, okay. No, thank you.
No.
Oh,
we're not stopping the live stream.
Okay. All right. The summit, Tantus, right? We go to Tarkin's compound, and what was fascinating is he has this meeting with I call them the heads of the 5 families. It's a Godfather joke.
I know.
But these guys, apparently they're very top level because they're at this meeting. One of the guys there was Director Krennic, or whatever his title was before, Governor Credit, maybe.
Tarkin was a governor.
Well, that's true, right? And I remember him asking directly.
Admiral.
Yeah, I don't remember the title. I remember him directly asking Krennic, "How is Operation Stardust?" It's like, ooh. And do you remember Operation Stardust? If you're, if you've seen Rogue One, it has to do with the building of the Death Star. All right, so let's put a pin in that. We'll come back to that. So that's the summit. That was something that came to mind, and I'm hoping they'll talk about that more in season 3. Plan 99. All right, no need to explain what that is. We know what happened. Tech is gone.
Nobody likes Plan 99.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why it's like it's the last resort. Like if you just have no way out, you execute Plan 99, which is exactly what happened to Tech. Which is what happened.
Why did he bother getting back on the train in the first place?
I understand.
He should have just stayed on the rail.
I understand. It caught a lot of us off guard, but it was amazing to see. I'm not saying it was amazing that he's gone, but what happened on the screen was just riveting. All right. So the end of season 2 leaves me with 3 questions, and maybe you may have more than one, but let me know what you think of season 2. What were your favorite moments in that season? Favorite episodes? All right. So here's a question. Now, I don't know if you remember we talked about this, and I don't know if you still feel the same way, but do you think Tech will return
Yes.
in season 3? Tell
Please.
me how. Tell me how.
Please.
Tell me how.
So you know how Tech is a clone?
Yes.
Clone him again.
So it's just that easy. Just clone him again.
Or maybe he's alive. Maybe he's been alive the entire time. Maybe Venture saved him or something.
Okay. All right.
Or maybe he landed in a pool of water.
Mm.
Please tell me he landed in a pool of water.
Pool of water.
Hopefully he pulls an Ahsoka and just is there for 2 hours and wakes up perfectly fine.
He's in the world between worlds. Okay. All right. Look, I'm not making fun of what you're saying. Anything is possible. You're right. Clones can be created. That's what they do. They can just clone a clone.
They do it in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that I don't want that to happen. I think his story ended extremely well. But if he were to come back, I would accept it. I'd be a little.
Better.
I'd be disappointed, but I would accept it.
I'd be disappointed at you if you didn't accept it.
Oh, Tech is just one of the. It's like the batch is not the same without him. Obviously, right?
Honestly, I don't know what we're gonna see in season 3, but I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question: is Rampart still in prison? Do you think we'll see? Well, he's still in prison, but do you think we'll see him?
I don't think so.
No.
I think Rampart served his narrative purpose.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
The first 2 seasons.
So we're not going to see Rampart.
I think he's done for now. I think his character is all done.
Yeah, it's just very
unless he becomes some sort of fugitive. That just turns into Agent Callus Part 2.
Yeah. I mean, he was a great character, and I'm just wondering somehow if he was going to try to find a way to take revenge. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but take revenge on Palpatine.
I honestly don't want to watch an episode of Rampart escaping prison and trying to get revenge on Palpatine. Like, that's not interesting.
I would think that Rampart may have some information that might be valuable to Senator Chuchi in regards to maybe saving the clones. He might try to find a way to, get her ear and tell her, well, this is what Palpatine has planned for these clones, and if you want to stop it, you should do this and do this, but you need to get me out first, type of thing. I don't know. I would like to see Rampart.
You'll make her an offer she can't refuse.
Exactly. Right. Okay. All right. And then my last question is, will we hear more about Operation Stardust?
No.
You say no, I say yes.
I feel like it was a bit more of a throwaway line.
I don't.
It's like that reference in She-Hulk where there was that little news blurb about the big hand from the Eternals, from that big celestial just rising up out of the ocean.
Where was it doing? Do that again.
Rising up out of the ocean.
Okay. Rising up out of
the ocean.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, it feels like more of a throwaway line.
I see.
As in, like, how is Operation Stardust? In the same way you would say, how is construction on the second Death Star going?
Well, let me tell you something. There are no throwaway lines in the Bad Batch. I know some people will complain. No, listen, hear me out. So, hear me out.
What are you doing?
I know people think that there are filler episodes, 16 episodes each season. Some of those episodes are filler episodes. Not necessarily, because if you read between the lines, there's a clue is a clue that actually continues the storyline, that adds to the narrative, right? And you may not see it. It may not, you're not going to see it in the entire 30 minutes of the episode, but something from that episode is going to help push the story forward.
Like the one with the slave children. That was a helpful episode.
We'll see. We don't know.
With the water cave.
But we don't know. I mean, what's going to happen in season 3? We don't know. So having Tarkin say to Krennic, how is Operation Stardust, to me, can't be a throwaway line, because we know how important this project is to Krennic. So I was wondering, and it would make sense that if this is something that he's talking about now, because it takes years to build a Death Star, right? So if Project Stardust or Operation Stardust is in effect, then Krennic is going to need Galen Erso, right? So I'm wondering if we're going to see Galen Erso in an animated series.
We might, honestly.
Voiced by Mads Mikkelsen. I would love to see that. So anyway.
I'd be interested.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, that's enough for today.
No, you won't. Okay.
That's
all right. So
today.
Once again, let us know, what got you excited for season 2, any particular episodes or characters. All right. So on to season 3.
Oh my gosh.
Now season 3 begins next Wednesday. All right. So that is the 21st. We can't wait. 3-episode premiere. Remember that. Just wanted to tell you, to be transparent, we've actually saw the first 8 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And of course we can't speak about them, but what I can say is that I had an idea of what I thought how I thought the season was going to go, and I'm wrong. It's actually better than what I thought. It's going in a different direction than what I was expecting.
I'm gonna be careful with what I say.
Yes, be careful.
I don't want to turn it to Tom Holland on the spot.
That's right.
Start leaking everything.
That's right. Yeah.
It's well written.
We don't leak around here. No
and
leaks.
I enjoy the plot of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline is good.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to stop talking before I push my luck.
Okay. All right. And then, so we were very fortunate to see the first 8 episodes.
Thank you, Lucasfilm.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Lucasfilm. Thank you.
The ones from above.
Thank you, Lucasfilm. Thank you, Disney. And we were also fortunate to be a part of the roundtable. There was a press junket that took place a couple of days ago. And what? And we were a part of the roundtable. I was
just being British.
Oh, okay. We were part of the roundtable. So we were fortunate enough to, interview with the head writer, Jennifer Corbett, and executive producer, supervising producer, executive producer, Brad Rao. They were there. And Michelle Ang, who voices Omega. Very cool. So that has been done. That's recorded. Look out for that in the coming days. We'll let you know when that is ready. So that is our wrap up. That's the pregame for. What are you doing? That is the pregame for the Bad Batch. I know you're doing something behind the scenes here. So look, there's a lot going on in February. We're going to try to get to all of it, but I just want to let you know again. Madam Web opens today. We do plan to see it this weekend, then we're gonna. Well, that's the plan, right?
No, my neck actually hurt.
Okay. And we're going to do a review. All right. So stay tuned for that. Also, new episodes of Young Jedi Adventures, I think, dropped yesterday.
What?
We have fallen behind. I don't even know how many episodes are out there now, but they're deep into the High Republic. We're seeing more High Republic characters show up there. So we got to catch up. And then Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Now, how many episodes did it drop all at once? Was it 14, 15?
Yeah, 14.
Okay. We got 14 episodes to watch. We got 14 episodes to watch of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So we're going to do the best we can to cover all this. I think that is it.
Yes.
All right. Happy birthday to Chris Ryans of Baraxium. All right. Thank you, my friend. Hope you're enjoying your birthday. Want to shout out our patrons, Baraxium and Mary B. That is it. So as far as next week, our schedule, I know the first 3 episodes are dropping on Wednesday. I think what we're going to do, well, we haven't decided yet, but we want to give people time to see all 3 episodes. So we may not have a live stream ready by Wednesday. We might move it to maybe the following Sunday, but keep your eyes open, keep us locked in, turn on the notification, and we'll keep you updated regarding Bad Batch Season 3. Keith, where can people find us?
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Father Son Galaxy, website fathersongalaxy.com. Donate to our Patreon page, patreon.com/fathersongalaxy. I said that already.
Okay. Right.
Did I say our website?
And we have a store too.
Yes,
right?
Our merch store, fathersongalaxy.myspershop.com. I knew I was forgetting something. I feel like such a clown.
Oh my goodness. Are you going to play this music every week? Hold it up to the microphone so people
Depends on how cloudy I feel.
All right. So, yes, this is a circus we're running here. Okay. All right. Speaking of the shop, by the way, if you go to the shop, if you ever decide to buy something from the shop, if you could do us a favor and take a picture of that and send it to us, you can, send it to our email address. We should have that available on our website. But yeah, just let us know what you purchased, and take a picture if you be so kind to take a picture of whatever it is that you have. We'd be really appreciate it. All right. So that is it. Keith is going to play us out with his clown music. But thank you once again. This was a lot of fun. I can't wait for the Bad Bash to talk more about it. So, all right. Until next time, everyone. Take care.